What's going on, y'all? I am back once again, and today we are going to be checking out the
10
best / coolest fictional cars you should consider buying in Greenville if you have any cash left to spend. So this is going to be a list of just cool cars you should have in your garage if you're looking for something fictional for whatever reason, or if you just want something more unique and stuff that isn't really seen as often. So yeah, this can kind of be like an underrated car list as well, and trust me, it took a long time to put this list together. Well, not really a long time. By a long time I mean like 30 minutes, but still it took a while to get a lot of cars together and just doing some research, because there were a lot of good cars on this list that were fictional. So if I did miss any that you thought was worth mentioning, let me know down in the comments. I never ignore a comment, and yeah, I'm open to hearing your ideas and opinions and suggestions. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and sub. We are on the journey to 2,500 subscribers before August of 2025. I'm pretty sure we can get there. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. So for the first car on the list, that's going to be the 1969 Durant Amigo, aka the 1969 Chevy Camaro. So this car is really sweet looking. The base model starts out at $27,000 and it goes all the way up to $72,000, so it is pretty spendy in the higher up range. The base model, in my opinion, isn't the best looking. It does still look really good, don't get me wrong, but the SR302 trims or the SC283 trims do look even better in my opinion, because they have like kind of that slotted headlight look. And what's cool about it is that they actually like when you turn on the lights, they actually like fold out, which is really cool, so they're kind of like blinds in a way. So I do definitely recommend checking out this car. It's a beauty, man. So anyways, with all that being said, let's move on to the next car on the list. And the next car on the list, aka the one that was shown in the thumbnail, is going to be the 1969 Leland Diamante, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, aka the 1969 Cadillac Eldorado. So this car is so awesome for multiple reasons. Not only is it a classic 60s American boat, but it just like, it looks so great. Like the taillights, for example, are like very thin and just like really retro futuristic looking in my opinion. And for the base model, the headlights are just like fixed into place, like there's nothing covering them. But if you get the Premier trim, you actually get headlight covers, and when you turn on the car, the headlights will fold up, so it's very cool. Or not the headlight, but the headlight covers, they will fold up, and you do get this nice kind of like vinyl top, or this two-tone top. And if you have the premium game pass for the paint, then you can paint the secondary color however you want to. So it's just a very awesome car. It's very boaty. It is a little bit pricey, starting out at 25k and then going up to 42k, but trust me, it is very worth it, especially if you have the classic game pass. And it is a very beautiful car. And for some wait, this car is front wheel drive. I actually did not know that, but anyways, this is a great cruising car, a great roleplay car, and I just 100% recommend it. So yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the next car on the list. And for the next car, that's going to be the 1990 BKM W30 or the BKM Series 30, aka the 1990 BMW 3 Series or M3. So yeah, cute little classic cars, and they're actually super affordable. If you want the regular 3 Series sedan, it starts at only $2,500 and it doesn't require a game pass. It is pretty slow, but you do get 30 miles a gallon, which is pretty nice. And you can also get kind of like the special edition trim, which is the Edizione d'Italia. I don't know if I said that right. This trim does require the classic game pass, but it is very sweet. You get like a little Italian badge right there, which isn't much at all, but it's just like a cool little kind of like you could say like a heritage edition, I guess. It is 38 grand, which is also pretty spendy, but it does have a good amount of power and it looks great, not to mention, and the lights are super realistic. When you brake and turn on the lights in this car, it looks super nice. Great textures. And there is also the Series 30 Coupe, which just like the sedan has the heritage editions, but you also get an edition of South Africa, which is the one that I own currently, which is a little bit more spendy, but it is still just nice and you get really good power. So yeah, it's just a great car in general, especially the wagon and even the M3s. They are great cars and I definitely recommend trying them out, especially if you're a fan of BMW or a fan of 80s cars / 90s cars in general. So yeah, that's going to be the number 3 entry on the list. Now let's move on to the next one. And the next car is actually going to be quite interesting, and that's going to be the 2008 Aero Boomerang, aka the 2008 Pontiac GTO. It's nothing short of badass. It's just such an awesome muscle car, or not not really muscle car, I guess a pony car slash sports car. Who really cares? All you gotta know is that it has a V8 and it has 350 horsepower, 157 miles an hour, and it is rear-wheel drive, so you're gonna have plenty of fun in this. And there's also the Oppressor, which is the very top trim, which goes to 180 miles an hour, but it still has 400 horsepower, so this thing is pretty ridiculous. And it does require the sports pass. It goes up to 34 grand, which is pretty affordable, or you can settle for the base V6, which goes up to 138, 281 horsepower rear-wheel drive, and 21k. Obviously not as good or as like cool as the V8 ones, but it's still awesome nonetheless. So yeah, again, just a awesome looking car to have, and it looks really good when modified, and I definitely recommend it. It's just an awesome 2000s car to add to your collection. So yeah, with all that being said, let's move on to the next car on the list, which won't be as cool, but it is just as awesome. And the next entry is going to be the 2014 Century Active, aka the 2014 Lexus IS 350. So this car is just gorgeous. This is probably one of the best looking fictional cars that Greenville has ever added to the game. I mean, just look at it. It looks so good. It looks so much like a Lexus. Like, I feel like if I wasn't really too experienced on cars and you told me that this was a Lexus, I would 100% believe you, because it looks that good. I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful. And it doesn't require a game pass, so that's even better. It starts out at 11 grand, which is really affordable, and it has plenty of power, 173 horsepower, but it can go 147 miles per hour somehow. And it goes all the way up to like the sport trims, which is the ones that I have, and they are still really affordable at only like 17 grand, like barely 20 grand, and that is just a great deal in my opinion. And it still doesn't require a game pass, so this car is just awesome all the way around. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying this out. It pretty much is self-explanatory. It's just a beautiful Lexus that you can daily drive and whatnot. And so yeah, not much else to say about this car. It's just awesome. And yeah, so let's move on to the next one on the list. Alrighty, and this one is going to be pretty crazy, and that's going to be the 2019 Leland LCSV, aka the 2019 Cadillac CTSV. So this car is just absolutely barnacles, as you can see from the stat sheet. 668 horsepower, 199 miles an hour, and it's rear-wheel drive, and that is just insane. And it even comes with all the luxurious bells and whistles that you would want on a regular luxury car. So yeah, it does require the sports pass, but yeah, it does also get 24 miles a gallon, which is actually pretty impressive for a car that's this performance-y. And it's just so cool. The other trim, in case you're wondering, it's just a blacked out version of the regular spec. I got the regular V just because, but the blacked out looks really nice. It is pretty hefty in terms of price. It starts at 87 grand, and the blacked out trim starts at 97 grand. I don't know why you're paying 10 grand more for black trim, but hey, it's whatever. If you're rich, you probably don't mind anyway. So yeah, again, pretty self-explanatory. Once again, this car is just absolutely insane and not bad considering the price. So yeah, with all that being said, the next car won't be as crazy, but it is going to be cool nonetheless. So let's move on to that. So I did lie, this car is actually just as crazy, if not even more crazy than the Caddy, and it's going to be the 2020 Model Motors Vivacite E, aka the 2020 Aston Martin Rapide. So I mean, again, another self-explanatory one. It's a four-door Aston Martin, and this is an electric car. It is luxury or zero emissions, one of the two. But this thing is so awesome. This is probably my favorite electric car in the whole game. It has 600 horsepower, 155 miles per hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is just plentiful because this is going to be a beautiful daily cruiser. It gets 250 miles of range, which isn't too bad. And it starts out at $185,000, which is honestly pretty darn expensive. But for the looks itself, I mean, it's pretty worth it in my opinion. You can get the black package, which is only 2 grand more. And it gets the same amount of stats, but this thing looks so good when it's blacked out. Mine is blacked out, especially with like the smoky taillights. It just looks so good. This is such a gorgeous car, and I 100% recommend checking it out if you want something to like haul your family in for role plays and such, and you want to be rich or whatever. Just whatever your circumstances are, this is a beautiful car. Oh, and if you have have the premium game pass, you can customize the secondary stripe color on the car, which is pretty neat. So yeah, again, pretty self-explanatory. And with all that being said, let's move on to the next car that is on the list. Alright, for the next car on the list, it is going to be the 2021 BKM W30 wagon, or just like the BKM W30 in general, aka the 2021 BMW M3 Touring / M3. So again, it is pretty self-explanatory. The looks are going to be controversial for some of you guys. Some of you guys might hate the G80 or love it. I personally think it looks pretty nice, and especially the Greenville one. I feel like they knocked it out the park. It looks really cool. It does kind of have like a Scotta grill right there in the center, but it looks nice nonetheless in my opinion. And yeah, it's not a bad price at all too. It starts at only 65 grand. It has 220 horsepower and it's turbocharged, 183 miles an hour, only 2,900 pounds, which is kind of hard to believe, but it's whatever. And it is rear-wheel drive, so you're gonna have plenty of fun in this. And the other trims, in case you're wondering, it's just an all-wheel drive one and the rear-wheel drive one for the competition trims. And there's also the Z trim, which is the one that I have, which looks so good. It's blacked out and it has like this cool kind of accent around the grill, and like an even better grill than the stock one, and it's just overall way faster. 303 horsepower, 189 miles an hour, but it is pretty expensive at $123,000. But hey, it's pretty good for the price, and it is all-wheel drive, and you're getting all the luxurious bells and whistles. So I'd say this car is 100% worth it, especially in the spec that I did with like the kind of matte gray. It looks so good in my opinion. Yeah, it's just a great car to cruise around in and such if you get the lower trims. So yeah, not too much else to say about this car. It's just awesome, powerful, and yeah, with all that being said, let's move on to the final cars that are on today's list. And the next car is once again going to be another BMW, and that's going to be the 2023 BKM W20, aka the 2023 BMW M2. I feel like the Greenville fictional model is way better than the real life M2. I am just not a fan of the real life M2. I do not like its blocky proportions. In Greenville, I feel like it looks a lot better, especially near the headlight and grille area. It just looks a lot cleaner, way more defined, and it is a very nice car, and it's pretty quick too. The base model, the manual, starts out at 153 miles an hour, 210 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, and it starts out at 58 grand. But you can also get the automatic for some reason, which is somehow even quicker, 176 miles an hour, 210 horsepower, and it's 61 grand. So yeah, you can get that if you want, but I'm gonna get the manual personally, just because I like manual more, and it has some pretty nice colors. So yeah, again, not too much else to say about this car, besides the fact that it's just really good looking, arguably better looking than the real life M2. And for this list, you could also consider the standard BMW 2 Series. It doesn't look as good as the M2 in my opinion. The higher trims actually do look really nice right here, but I do prefer the M2 just a little bit more. But you can definitely check out the low trims, which look very great. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this entry on the list, and let's move on to the final entry, and I promise that it's not a BMW. So there are two different versions of the 23 Camaro, one of them being the Hennessy version, aka the Dog D1000, which is absolutely insane. It's 1,000 horsepower, supercharged, and it goes up to 218 miles an hour, which is honestly a really great deal. Because for example, the M3 wagon that was just in the list a few entries ago starts out at $123,000, and this is only 7 grand more, and it's way faster, and arguably it's also cooler. So yeah, this is a great deal in my opinion. But the one on the list that I'm going to mainly be checking out is the standard Camaro, and the one that I have is the TZ trim, which looks very clean. And all of the trims you honestly can't go wrong with. I might call you a weirdo if you get the inline 4 trim, but I won't bully you completely because it is still a very awesome car. So yeah, 100% recommend checking this out, just like all the other ones on the list, but this one especially because, you know, it's just an awesome Camaro. In terms of looks, they really knocked it out the park with this. When I saw the sneak peeks, I did get really excited because it looks pretty damn close to the real life variant. So even the base trims look very close, and yeah, it's just an awesome car to commute in or racing and whatnot. So yeah, that's gonna top it off for the end of today's list, and yeah, let's move on to the outro. Again, Like I said before, it did take me a long time to put together this list, so there's probably a lot of cars that could have been on this list, but I just didn't put on here because of a tight squeeze, or I just wanted to include cars that aren't really in the spotlight, that are lesser known. So yeah, if I did miss any, make sure to let me know down in the comments. I never ignore a comment, and I would greatly appreciate it, as it also helps out my algorithm. And yeah, if you did enjoy this list, feel free to like and sub. I do a lot of other lists, especially on Greenville and just Greenville content in general, so feel free to check out my channel. We are on the road to 2,500 subscribers before August of 2025, so I would greatly appreciate it. And with all that being said, I hope you're having a great day, great night, great afternoon, and a great month in general. And with all that being said, that's all I got for you guys, and I'll catch you later. See ya.